Masters of the Universe fans. It is the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, thanks to the incredible support of my patrons, Optibotimus Plus channel members, as well as all of you that just hit that thumbs up button, we're going to be taking a look at the new Masters of the Universe Origins Ocean Warlord Merman. Fun fact, Alan Oppenheimer did the voice of this guy. He also did the voice of Sea Spray in Transformers, which is why they pretty much sound the same. But for the packaging, you can see very gorgeous image here, very similar to all of those that we've seen before. You do have the new 2021 logo right up there. Modern pose, retro play, gorgeous bubble here. Well, not really gorgeous, it's just a clear bubble, but yeah, I love how they got the little dimple right there. Of course, you got the comic book in the back. Come around to the back of the package. Again, absolutely gorgeous artwork here with a little bit of a read-up that says, lurking in the darkest depths of the ocean, Merman awaits Skeletor's orders to attack Eternia's surface world. See, he's kind of like Aquaman. He controls the fish and stuff. It's all kind of weird. But you do have the other figures in this third wave, as well as He-Man and Skeletor. And then he comes with his Rakish, the sort of Rakash. I don't even know what that is. It looks like the corn cob. Corn on the cob right there. But he can hold it. And then you can twist him around and articulate him and all that fun stuff. But another one that is really super fun. And because we're getting him, we obviously know that we'll get repaints, which is a very common thing. But this guy will absolutely get repainted into Stinkor. So again, just more and more characters. Absolutely love it. But for the packaging on Merman, that's about it. So, without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. And here we have Merman open up and out of his packaging. And again, absolutely terrific figure. All of these are. I am absolutely in love with just about everything that they've put out so far. Merman's an absolute ridiculous character in the show. Well, all of them kind of are, but just something about him always was really super fun. Now, for his accessories, you do see he comes, and I don't know how to say the name. Someone's probably going to tell me, but I'm dropping it. But it is a sword that kind of just looks like a piece of corn. You got all these different little ridges on there, but it's sculpted in this yellow plastic. He holds it fairly well in this hand. Can't really hold it in the other hand, but you can get that in there. Works pretty good. There's no storage for it beyond that. I guess you could kind of do something like that if you really wanted to, but there's actually no harness per se there. But of course, you can do whatever you want with it. But as I said, all these figures are really well done. You can keep them kind of in this pose where he's squat and basically recreates that original vintage figure, which I think is a great sort of thing, very much like how they looked back in the day. There's some updates obviously to it, but for the most part really does have that very classic look. But you can also then extend his legs, and it creates a big difference here, honestly. I mean, you go from basically being 5.5 inches, I keep dropping them, 5.5 inches to about 6 inches. So good size action figure there. So just get his legs kind of all up there, and he stands perfectly fine. Now, as I've talked about before, there is a lot of reused parts with all of these figures. It's a very common thing. A lot of the parts that he has, though, are what Skeletor used. Well, obviously, yes, the head is different, the armor is different, the torso looks exactly the same, the arms are exactly the same. You can see you got the little fins right there. Both of these figures have that, and then you come down to the crotch section, that's all the same, but obviously this kind of covers it up. That covers up Skeletor's, and then you see the legs. Obviously, the thighs are going to be the same, but then you look at the lower section, and you got these boot things with the little web feet. So, a lot of reused stuff always in these, and it doesn't bother me. I mean, it does bother some people, but honestly for me it doesn't, because I haven't been doing it lately. Here he is next to a Coca-Cola Tic Tac container, and of course you got to bring in He-Man. So there is He-Man. Really fun though, nonetheless. I mean, he actually looks a little bit taller than He-Man. I wonder why that is. That's kind of interesting. Well, maybe it's just because of the little pointy headpiece or ears or whatever, I guess. He will definitely be repainted, as I talked about, into Stinkor. The head for him was exactly the same, so in terms of the vintage look, that's how they recreated those two different characters. They'll give him a different armor piece and everything. All the other stuff will basically be the same. So basically what you're seeing right now is a green version of Stinkor. You can remove the armor. It just attaches just like that. It's a little bit easier, honestly, for me just to kind of pull the arms off, because you got these little pieces here, but it's a little bit easier just to kind of take that off. But here's kind of what I was talking about in terms of how it's basically the exact same as like Skeletor. You take that armor off and you don't even know. So really fun. And like I said, it's an enjoyable character. He's goofy. He's kind of clueless for the most part. Well, a lot of the villains are kind of clueless, but he just seems like extra clueless. I don't know. Articulation-wise is all the exact same. The head is on a ball joint. You get a nice range of motion, up, down, left, right. All these bits can be interchanged. So if you want to pull that out, you can. You want to pull that out, you can. The hands can be interchanged, which works with some characters, not so much this one, because you don't have an extra hand. So you can't put this on there like I was kind of talking about. I guess he could kind of just sit there and hold it. He does have the in and out, though, the hinge at the elbow, the rotation at the elbow, waist rotation. You can also pop that off, pretend he's Jazz if you want to, and separate them. The hips move forward and back, in and out. They bend here at the knee. They also rotate at the knee. He does have a boot cut, so you can rotate that around, forward and back at the ankle, and then the hacky sack pose. Why do I call it the hacky sack pose? Because looks like he's playing hacky sack. Ding, 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 ding. Beep, pop. You know, that's why I call it that. So, very similar to all the figures, but still very fun nonetheless. I absolutely would recommend picking this guy up. I'm probably going to recommend picking up all these guys. Not a lot of people watch these videos, so it is what it is. I just have fun doing them. And that's, honestly, that's really what reviewers should do. They should just have fun playing with their toys. And I have a great time with my Masters of the Universe figures. So, for Merman, I am Optibotimus. I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in. Remember, if you did like this video, I would really appreciate it if you would do one very simple thing for me. That YouTube algorithm is all over the place, and doing things like hitting that thumbs up button really does go a long way towards helping me out, and I would really very much appreciate it. Also, I got to send a huge shout out to all of my patrons and Optibotimus Plus channel members who, through their direct support, now more than ever, help to make reviews like this and others entirely possible. And if you'd like information on how you can help support my channel directly by becoming a patron like these guys, feel free to check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/Optibotimus. Or if you want to keep all of your perks and rewards, like custom channel chat and comment emojis, loyalty badges, early access to my reviews, exclusive member live streams, Zoom calls, as well as the occasional giveaways like these guys, consider becoming a member of Optibotimus Plus. And for that, all you have to do is click on that little join button right down there. And finally, remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.